evening. Oh, yeah. Good evening, good evening. How is everyone doing? Welcome, welcome. Mm. Good evening, everybody. Yeah, let me move this a little bit. Yeah. Mhm. Whew. Good evening. How is everyone doing? Good evening and welcome to Chatroom with the King. My name is Victor King and I'm privileged to be your host for today. Welcome to today's edition of this chat room, and it's promising to be, you know, ultimately interesting because today we are going to be dealing with something that I consider a common error. It's been a while we talk about relationship, and I've come to the understanding that relationship is everything. Everything is everything. Now, before we go ahead, can you please click the share button and invite somebody? Yeah, good evening. Shout out to all our YouTube audience, all our YouTube viewers. Thank you very much for joining, and everyone listening to us from Twitter, with the exception to Nigeria people. Every other person who still have Twitter in their country, shout out to you all. Welcome to today's chat room, and we're just going to dialogue real quick. It's going to be not that comprehensive because I still have one or two engagements for the day. All right, welcome. I can see everyone joining. Welcome, 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 welcome. Right. Before we start, I would like to share something that I've been pondering upon, which some of you must have seen of recent, or maybe come across, or probably have discussed in your closet. It is a little bit personal, but I want to talk about it for the purpose of learning. Um, couple of weeks ago, right? I just slept and woke up, and I did a shout out, and I actually give a better shout out to um, what's her name now? Um, this is my sister in Manchester, Bookie Jesse, right? For her birthday, it was her birthday about a week or two now, and I just did an update. I saw that she did a photo shoot, so I picked one of the pictures, do a little design, and I wish her a happy birthday. To me, that's typical. And then after then, I begin to see and hear reactions from people, and people were like, "What? We talking King Bookie Dese? Oh, which Bookie Dese happy birthday?" It was more serious than I thought until I began to find out that the reaction was so severe that people even sent the screenshot of the birthday shout out to Professor Adele Genesis, and they said, "Ah, okay, Bookie Jesse from birthday." Now, what they translated to, that means he has gone to make up with Bookie Jesse because I greeted her for her birthday. Automatically translate that me and her now we are ally. And they sent it to that man. Thank God for the wisdom of God. And that's what I want to say something about. For some reason, which I honestly must confess as human, it was hard for me. It was indeed hard. But I just felt the prompt that God just said I should go ahead and wish her a happy birthday. And I did. I don't know why, I don't know what, but I just know that God just asked me to wish her a happy birthday. And I gave her a shout out and I prayed for her and I celebrated her in my own little way. And the reaction was so crazy. You can imagine how people think. Very few people contacted me to voice their opinion, which is fine. Like everybody's opinion, you're entitled to it. But it was a gossip everywhere, and like a number of people begin to share it among each other and said, "Which book is this birthday? A greeted book." To the extent that they went to share it with Genesis. That oh yeah, you see. Don't forget there are some people who are already devils incarnate for some reason that they just want to. I don't know. They don't feel comfortable with the relationship I share with that man. And for what is what, it doesn't. Let me not mix word. I don't take my relationship with him for granted. He's a man that I respect and I love dearly. But then it's not other than nothing other than love. There's no personal gain or anything that would come out of it. But it feels like, don't forget, there are people who have been making restless efforts to just soil that relationship. They don't feel comfortable with it. See, when this man was getting into this gallows, was a very huge thing for those around him. And I made bold to say with open mouth that a larger number of them ran away. They ran into oblivion. They went into hideouts. They want to support him, but they can't put their face in it. They ran away. I remember then when I begin to speak, and then they will be like, they will contact me and they'll be like, thank you, God bless you. Because we don't know what to do. They they keep giving me encouragement under the back door, but they can't put that there. Just a simple. In fact, the ones that we are even speaking from this platform, they can't even share it. And these are allied, these are right hand people. They can't even share it. But you see, by the time it begins to ọjọ́ kẹ̀kẹ́ gbé bí sùn ló pọ̀. Yorùbá say that there's a Yorùbá proverb that said ẹsẹ̀ gìrì nílé àńjọ̀fẹ́ àńjọ̀fẹ́ kú àròrẹ́ nìkan eríkú nàgúdù fi jẹ ẹ̀fọ́ kú nàgúdù fi jẹ ìjọ tí nàgúdù kú kò rẹ́ni jẹun. People love you to the extent of when it can affect them negatively. When they seem to say as if it's going to soil them, they run away. Kọ́lọ̀ yẹ kí dáadáa máa ṣẹlẹ̀ sí wa ni. Tí nǹkan bá dé báyìí ló máa mẹ́ni tó dúró fún ẹ gan. There are people who love you. They don't hate you. They are not enemies. But their love for you is limited. But when they begin to look as if we are begin to get results, they rose up from nowhere and just want to, instead of them to better the thing, they just want to soil it. Remember, we have them everywhere. And I became the target for some reason. Ọmọ ayé ni Victor, ọmọ ìwé ni Victor, ọmọ eku ni Victor, ọmọ ẹdìyẹ ni Victor, ọmọ Jésù lèmi. And then that did not work. And then they say, Victor, there was a time they were spreading it everywhere. They were even sending it to Genesis member. In fact, Genesis member were spreading it. That Victor has turned against Genesis. So, yeah. And then when insult not to add to injury was when Abike did the show. Then they say, Abike is fighting for Victor. Victor and Abike. Victor was the one who sent Abike to do something. As much as I will have a reservation with that particular show, I understand to an extent the motive. But that's not the point. The big deal is I don't know nothing about it. I didn't have any communication. We didn't have anything. But for me, I have learned, God has given me the grace of silence to just keep quiet and watch things plays out. So I think part of the effort was to just see me greeted, give a birthday shout out to Bukky Jesse, and the thing become a big deal. And they said, okay, Bukky Jesse care. I mean, everybody was surprised anyway, because that's the listing. I'm sure that's the listing you are expecting. I'm not saying this for anything. You listen to where I'm going. Then they said, okay, Bukky Jesse. And then they sent it to him and they said, oh, Victor has gone. She and Bukky Jesse now, they make up, Victor has turned against you. This JB, we said it. So this idea of giving her a shout out becomes part of what they can put together as facts to say, I told you this guy is not your friend. Look at him now, he's greeting Bukky Jesse. They are like, that's how those bloggers do. But I bless God for that man. I thank God for the wisdom of God in his life. And he quickly just, discard that rubbish. But that's not where we are going. I want to tell you why I did that. It was Bukky Jesse's birthday, and I gave her a shout out for 2 reasons. Number one, Bukky Jesse has spent the entire time claiming that she brought Genesis to limelight. I brought him to Facebook. I brought him to this. I brought him to that. Well, her birthday this year is a good proof of that. Last year, she had this birthday. It was groundbreaking. In fact, they have a whole service for her in Genesis. They made a cake and she was massively celebrated when she was Bukola Jesse Genesis. This year, fortunately or unfortunately, except I did not see others, I am the only person who celebrated this year on Facebook. So the question is, where are friends? Where are those 900 people, 1,000 people that used to always be on a show and be saying, my sister, I love you, you are doing well. I love you, you are doing well. I love you, you are doing well. Where are those people? How come they could not celebrate her on her birthday? But you see, this year, we now understand who is bringing who to limelight between herself and Genesis. Yeah, I brought her to Facebook. I'm the one that make him popular on Facebook. Okay, well, you were out of it. We saw his birthday this year without you. And then we saw your birthday this year without him. So do the maths. Who is supporting who? Who is bringing who to limelight? Where grace is speaking, common sense is frustrated. I didn't understand the details why God asked me to do it, but I did it. But now I understand. It came to pass that I was the only person who even think of celebrating at all. Ditto to Maureen. Maureen was even the worst one. It was a shame. Maureen celebrated 50th birthday, Golden Jubilee. Golden Jubilee. And there was less than 30 people. It was 28. In fact, I screenshot it. 28 people on live for Maureen's show for her birthday, on her birthday. She wrote a book that very sure she's the only person that will read it. But she titled the book MFM. Except she shared for her family that she will still even pay for shipping. There were 28 people on Maureen's show for her birthday. Do you know that the show that she began to do attacking other men of God again? All of them came back. The last time I saw it, it was like a large number of people on her show. But when it comes to things of herself, they never came. Lesson number 1. Popularity does not necessarily mean originality. The fact that it is popular does not mean it is correct. Lesson number 2. People will push you to the place of gutter. Tó bá ti ń gbọ́ àwọn men of God, wọ́n á wá. Níjọ́ tó máa ṣe birthday tara ẹ̀, wọ́n disappear. Níbi tó ya wèrè dé, wọ́n tó wá. Ìjọ́ tó ti ń lọ kọ́ta lẹ́bi tó tẹ̀lé níbẹ̀. This is the moral instruction. Abánidá ìbánidébẹ̀. Má jẹ́ kéèyàn tì ẹ́. Má jẹ́ kéèyàn tì ẹ́. The fact that you are doing something and you are getting people cheer you up does not necessarily mean you are doing the right thing. No. These people sharing you, they don't care about you. Bukky Jesse will step out, you will see 1,005, 1,002. None of them could wish her a happy birthday. And this photo shoot again. I felt a little bit bad for her. They were encouraging her. Where are those people? I know some names. Where are they? And they could not support Bukky Jesse. Even àwọn aláyẹ tọ́jọ́ ń bú Genesis tọ́jọ́ ń hùwà bàjẹ́. Where were they? Where are all these speakers that were on her side? How come MHM did not remember? How come Pulse and Ponder did not remember? What's the name of this, my friend? DKNY. How come he didn't? Just a simple happy birthday. It doesn't hurt. It was her birthday. Don't let people cheer you up to do the wrong thing. They don't care about you. Ọmọ tó gọ̀, ọmọ burúkú, náà rán níṣẹ́ èdè tòrútòrú. People will push you to fight their enemy. Or push you to say what they cannot say in public. So you will be saying it. When they confront the person they're asking you to talk about, they will deny you. They don't care about you. I was the only person that had to wish that girl a happy birthday. And some people still see what was wrong in that. And they went everywhere. Bukky, Victor, Bukky, happy birthday. One the Bukky, Genesis, Sherry, Victor, Bukky. And they took it to that man. To say, I am aligned with Bukky Jesse. I am, and you see, Victor is this Victor is not your friend. One the Bukky Jesse, alive. Ẹlòmíì ò ní ṣèwèrè ẹ̀ síbi tó ti máa rí ìtọ́jú. So that a lè tètè fàṣọ yá. So the reason why I have to give her a shout out number 1 is to prove her wrong. You said you are the one who is making Genesis popular on Facebook. You left him now. How markets? Where is your popularity? Where is that your strength? I have followers all over the world. Let me tell you, Bukky Jesse have 45,000 followers on her page. And nobody could wish her a happy birthday. What does that tell you? That means the same thing she's doing and they are sharing now, they are commenting. Hey, Abuke. The same thing she's doing, they are not even proud of her. Now, hear me. Let me ask you. Do you know if Prophet Israel Adele would have been in prison up till now. And Bukky Jesse is still humiliating him the way she was doing then. You know that they will celebrate Bukky badly. Hey, hear this one. Hear this one. People always stay on the winning side. If the table are turned the other way, God forbid, if that man has been where they wanted him to be, do you know that these same people would have celebrated Bukky madly? Let me respond to these comments. I don't see any point in you celebrating that, though. To me, it's hypocritical. But it's your choice and your platform. Well, you are entitled to your opinion, but I will tell you, if you have waited for me to explain to you, you will know. Or how long have you been here? I don't know if you have been listening to me. The claim was that he made this man popular. He brought this man to Facebook. If not for me, Genesis, who know Genesis? I mean, okay, yes, you have left him now. We saw his birthday. Yeah, your birthday is here. We saw yours. So who is helping? Who was helping you in the first place? Who was making another person influential? Hear me. If the table has been the other way around, if it has been the other way around, they will have celebrated that. They will paint the town blue, black, and red. Hear this one. People will always stay on the winning side. You have to stay winning. Now, let me tell you another one. I want you to know this. To everybody who is going through any form of condemnation or criticism, people's opinion changes. The public opinion don't stay in one place. Now the tire has turned. Genesis is out. It's flying. It's basking in glory. Everybody who were giving Bukky hype, they switch. Don't let people's opinion validate what you believe or condemn what you believe. People's opinion changes. Now, let me tell you number 2 reason why I celebrated that, and this will be for, I can't even pronounce your name now. It's too long. I remember. Don't worry about the pronunciation. I celebrated Bukky on her birthday. Particularly, this is the most important one, to make a statement. Especially to all these our social media colleagues, to all these Facebook speakers, that draw a tug of war over issues that should not bother the mind. This is the reason why I celebrated that. I want to make a statement and send a message to everyone that we can have a different opinion and not be an enemy. And let me say this loud and clear. Bukky Jesse is not my enemy. Let me say this again loud and clear. I do not hate her. I hate her guts. I hate her actions. I disagree with her actions. I disagree with what she's doing. Because what she's doing is not godly, it's devilish, satanic. I condemn it with totality. But humanity first. Did you hear what I said? In everything we do, humanity first. I do not hate her. I don't have any reason to hate her. She's not my enemy. She's really not. Now, so when you see all these Facebook speakers, now on one particular issue, one is in support, one is against, and they begin to attack each other's personality. because they are having a different view, it is colossal madness. It is ridiculous. It is unnecessary. And that was my biggest message, and that was why I did what I did. What does it take away from me? Nothing. What? Thank you. Why would I have a problem with Bukky Jesse? Why should I? Why should I? I don't even see that as a threat. She's doing more damage to herself than who you think is doing it to. What? Okay. A whole year of everything. What has he taken out of Prophet Oladile? What has he lost? Nothing. Matter of fact, he gained more ground. He gained more ground, So many people who don't even know him before have heard of him. He has gained more ground, gained more followership, gained more relevance, gained more contact. So what has Bukky Jesse done to him? Nothing. So why would you have a problem with that? I will now sit down now and I will be hating somebody that is say, I live Sterling. I know I was shaking. But you see, my message is this: above all, humanity first. Above all, at the end of the day, humanity first. I wish above all things for Bukky Jesse that she can find God. I'll be multiplying. I wish above all things that she can find God and find peace. I wish above all things that she can do better with her life and live a more meaningful life. And live a more meaningful life, more reasonable life. Because at the end of the day, humanity first. One more lesson we need to take from that. Wo, pàdé mi. Ìwọ ni kò múra o. Ìwọ ni kò múra o. You see those energy you are spending to convince your critics, the energy you are spending to prove yourself right, is a waste. When people rise against you and condemn you, when they don't believe in you, and you are trying to explain yourself, in fact, you are disarming yourself more. You will get weaker and weaker. When people rise against you and they condemn you and they criticize you, put your energy in getting results. Let your result prove them wrong. Because people's opinion changes. And everybody identify with success. All of a sudden overnight, Bukky Jesse camp is empty. Where are they? Where are those people? And now they cannot even congratulate. They can't even wish her a happy birthday. Where are they? Table has turned now. Genesis is out. It's basking. That man is enjoyment time. It came out bigger and better. All the people sharing Bukky Jesse, they have disappeared. Get results. Let your results do the argument for you. The more you look back at those who are condemning you, the more you are losing focus at where you are going. The more you're looking back at those who are attacking you, the more you are losing focus on where you are going. Let them throw stone at you. Catch it. Keep moving. When you get results, your results will convince them. See, you will lose some people in the process of chasing your dream. There are some people who are dear to you, who will feel that you are doing too much, who will feel like you are doing the wrong thing, and they will disagree with you, and they will fight you. And you need this. These are people who are dear to your life, friends, family, relatives, loved ones. You will lose them. Don't bother to try to see. You will never convince everybody at the same time. Don't bother to carry them along. There are some people who are lots in your life. You have to let them go. Don't bother to think you are going to drag everybody along. Continue moving. See, this is the honest truth. By the time you get to your point and you achieve your results, you see everybody who left you, they will come back to you. You hear me? When Job was passing through his trial, the Bible says everybody left him. His friends left him. In fact, the Bible says that the wife came to him and said, curse God and die. But when God restored Job, his friends that left him, the Bible says his friends brought gifts unto him. The same friends who left him, who don't want to be identified with him, he's smelling, he's stinking, he's broke, he's poor. He lost all his children in one day. The Bible says his friends brought gifts to him. Everybody identified with the results. They will decamp and come to you. They will decamp. Get results. Get results. But wá fi pé mo wá ṣe kíní kan, mo wá fi kíní kan, o àpòpọ̀ nǹkan tó sọ fún mi ní. Stop wasting your time trying to be convincing. Get results. Stop wasting your time and wasting your energy trying to win arguments. Get results. Everybody identify with success. Everybody identify with success. They will come to you. You will lose them. Now, don't mind. Some of you have even sacrificed your marriage to chase your dream. Don't worry. The Bible says the later end of Job was greater than his beginning. Job, all his children, the Bible says Job had children, and the Bible even records that there is no woman that is as fair as the daughters of Job. They won't find you with it. Last year was Genesis celebrating booking. Oh, she abused that. Abuse of grace. I'm the one that is making him. I brought him to Facebook. Okay, this year he did birthday in absentia and it was loud. Shh. And then it was the turn. You are the maker, the author and finisher. You make this man, and then it was your turn. And there was nobody. Àwa ìlú wa kù. Àwa tó mú lọ, àwa ọ̀tá èyí náà tó padà kí happy birthday. Did you get the point? So to every one of you who are running around, say, we just celebrated humanity first. When God has given you prevalence over your adversaries, you don't fight small battles. How are you going to beat somebody that you're bigger than? No. You have to learn to give to the less privileged. When God has raised your head far above your adversaries, why are you fighting somebody that you are far above? It makes no sense. You have to learn to give to the less privileged. Who is there? Listen. Okay, let's go. Let's go to the next verse. Now, I want to share with you today. It's going to be quite interactive. I will just open the thoughts and we are just going to share real quick on what I call ignoring boundaries. Ignoring boundaries. Ignoring boundaries in relationship. I subtitled it or you can say overstepping boundaries. Hear me. Those who taught us about marriage in Africa, they themselves were underinformed. And by the time they disseminate this information to us, they were wrong, especially Christian marriage. I want to start by saying that every man that God created and every woman that God created, God has created you to be complete and perfect in your being. God did not give you a goal that will be completed by somebody else. No, it's not correct. We grew up to hear pastors say that, oh yes, if you marry now, it's after you marry and God will now, something will now happen. Yes, marriage have a way of complementing some people, By the time you marry, the person that they marry, they complement each other, and this person becomes a support system to this person for him to achieve goals. Don't forget, in achieving your goals in life, you need somebody. Everybody needs somebody. You need people. There are people who God will send into your life that will be instrumental to your life at one point or the other. And it does not necessarily mean marriage. There are some people who will be colleagues, co-worker, bosses, church member, relative, families. Does not necessarily mean marriage. But at the end of the day, God did not give you a dream or a vision that is in conjunction with anybody. Your vision is you, exclusively to you. And God is working with you and working in you single-handedly to achieve your goal and fulfill your purpose on earth as a person. As a person. One of the falsehood and ills of the teachings of marriage is, or let me say relationship, so I don't close it to marriage, is the ideology that says that you need somebody to complete you, somebody to, to perfect you. To be in bad shit, that was married, that was buy anything. Mo need that go lade ori, ko ni kinikan. It's falsehood. Ade ori e wa lori e as a person. You are a king in your place, you are a queen in your space. You are not getting married to a man in order to be complete. If you are not complete as a woman, no man can and will ever complete you. If as a man you don't have your life together, you are not going to marry a woman to complete you. If you are in carcass, you will die in carcass. No man is meant to complete you. You are completed as a being. When God created you, He created you perfectly and completely. The vision and the goal and the purpose and the destiny that God gave to you has been given to you exclusively to you, and it is designed to be made manifest and come to realization for you as a person. Marriage and relationship is for nothing other than companionship. Nothing other than companionship. In the journey of life, your journey will be smoother and sweeter if you journey with somebody which is the right person. So let's first of all clear that part and correct this. You are not being with somebody to complete you. This is the reason why so many people have failed, because they go into marriages, they go into relationship with so much huge expectations, and they expect their partner, by the time they get into the relationship or they get into this marriage, to become alpha and omega, to become a superhuman. They went there with the self-ambition of to be completed. So you enter the relationship as a weakling, incomplete, because all you see in yourself is a being who needs to be completed. You are an uncompleted building. So you need a man to now become the plaster and become the painting. Or a man that just feels like his life is scattered around and needs a woman to come and fix it. So if I marry a woman now, hear me, I've heard so many men say this, and you only let him marry because Roshan marry is growing. And if he marry now, you will be able to gather things together because you have a family and you'll be able to put things together. If you marry now, in fact, some men will say they want to marry so that they don't want to be fornicating. If you marry now, you will not fornicate again because you will have your own wife to yourself. Lie. Every man that married because they don't want to fornicate gets married and become the chief fornicator. Because if you have fornication in you, you have it in you. It's not one wife that will come and change that. Who you are is who you are. So let's get that straight. everybody is created independently to be completed by themselves. Now, two people come together is to still live a full life of their own, and this man live a full life of his own, but you share life together. Everyone still have a life. Marriage is not a jail, it's not a prison sentencing. Marriage, and so many women are the ones who sentence themselves, especially women. Now, you get into a relationship, should not deprive you of life, should not kill your dream, should not kill your goal, should not kill your joy, should not take away things that you do that makes you happy, should not. That two people are together, they still function as a different entity. Auntie, if you are not happy as a single girl, you will not be happy as a married woman. This man is not Jesus Christ. He's not the one that will give you happiness. He's not. Now, so people get into marriages and relationships with certain kind of ambition and expectation because you have too big expectations of this person to be something to you that you are not to yourself. And this one wants this person to be something to her that she has never been to herself. And we begin to encroach on boundaries. Change is constant. Change is constant. Things evolve. The world itself is evolving. But hear me, people remain. We have so many troubled homes today and so many troubled marriages because either of the party is trying to either enforce or encourage a change in each other. Because you want him to be something that is not. You want him to be something that he doesn't even have an ambition to be. So you begin to push and mount pressure and fight. And when this man is not that thing, you begin to have problems. Satisfaction derived begins to diminish. Begin to diminish. Satisfaction derived begin to diminish. Let me give you an example. And this is more of our women. Women set the very unrealistic goals most of the time. I've said it many times here, and I'm saying it again. You can't make a man what he's not. Your energy will dissipate, you will be frustrated. Encroaching on boundaries. People in marriages are still an independent being. You have your goal, I have my goal. We are not coming together to trade goals. I'm not going to trade my goal for yours. So many women that could have become something in life, something instrumental, something valuable, something that will be a blessing to many, have sink their vision today because they got married to a man who says, I don't want you to work. No. I don't want my wife to do that kind of job. No. How can my wife be an air hostess? No way. How can you be a secretary to that man? Everybody will be looking at you. They will be looking at you. The day I came to your office, I saw the way your boss is looking at you. Just stay at home and take care of the children. These children, they need their mother. Oh, they don't need their father. Whoa, madam, tó bá jẹ́ kọ́kọ́ wèrè kan kó sọ ẹ́ di lórí burúkú kó sọ ẹ́ di ìyàwó alábọ̀dó ìjọ tó bá máa yàn lélẹ̀ ẹ̀ tó bá máa fẹ́ yàwó lé ẹ̀ á tún sọ fún girlfriend yẹn pé òbíyàwó mi ó kàn jókòó sílé kan sanra ni kò ṣiṣẹ́ kò ṣe kankan. Very lazy woman, very lazy. She can't think, she just useless. You see, the same man that sink your vision will complain about it the day you want to mess you up. I still live my life. I still have my dreams. You still have yours, and you should keep yours. You will still come together as married people and still chase our dream, and you chase yours. I've told you before. There was a time when I was married. There was a time we were having a devotion, and my wife began to pray, and she began to say, "Along board come, it's okay. Along board come, very fantastic prayer, good one, amen." But I said, "Keep quiet. Kilo show what's here. Along board is okay, yes. I mean, but kilo share the dollar back what's here, it's okay." What's wrong with that? Because I feel that we should go even now. Now, when we now get to boundaries, is where we now want to change something in our partner. You want to now force or effect a change. See, you are a woman. When you are dating this man, every weekend you hang out with the boys. They will drink beer. You will come back home. He will text you after they got back from the club, 2 a.m., 3 a.m. at night. You now get married to him now. You call him on the phone on Friday evening. He say, you begin to act up and you are reacting. You know you are guilty by default. Now you want to stop him from drinking. All of a sudden now you now turn to scientists, Dr. Ibidun, and I say, you don't know that alcohol, beer is not good for your health. You don't know that you are a man now. You are a married man now. You are a father now. How can you be hanging out with your friends as a married man? You cannot do this. You are overstepping boundaries. You can advise. You can enforce. Why? This is how his life was before you met him. This is how his life was. This is how his life was. And these are two grown adults. Madam, your husband works in a company and he closes 5 o'clock. It takes 20 minutes. Edith Sofio, you have measured the driving distance. You have calculated it. It takes 20 minutes for him to drive home. So you have calculated it. 5, he closes. It takes 20 minutes. So 5:20, he should be home. By 5:30, he's not home. You started ringing his phone. Hello, Ibolewa. I'm on my way. On your way. This is 5:30. You don't close 5 o'clock. Ibolewa, he said, "Don't, baby, man, worry more. I'm on my way. I will soon get home." Beautiful. And then you say, "Baby, I will soon get home." That one did not do you. And then he goes, "How many minutes?" Shit, man. You are encroaching boundaries. I'm talking as a continuation of what I've started last week. Finding peace. The price for peace. Madam, hear me. Give yourself peace of mind. These are encroaching on boundaries. You are overstepping boundaries. This is a grown adult, a grown man. You want to time how he's going to drive home from work. This is why some men begin to feel like marriage is prison. It's unnecessary encumbrance. Because you don't know that a man as a man, don't forget he has lived all his life, lived a part of his beautiful life without you. Now, he left to work. Maybe sometimes you have to do a little extra 20 minutes before he even leaves work. He left work 5:20. So you think he's a Mario that will just close 5 and stand up and start moving on. Because of what? Because Margarita is at home. Now he gets out of work, he's driving down, and he sees him just say, "Oh, stop by at this place." He stopped by at the store to just check one thing. While he was stepping out of the store, he met an old friend, and they just chit-chat for another 20 minutes. When we begin to tamper with independence that is due for an adult, you are encroaching. You are encroaching. You begin to encroach on boundaries. Stepping above boundaries. This is why marriage becomes toxic. And this is the shortest way for you to begin to lose happiness and joy in your marriage. Relax, madam. Madam, relax. relax. Let your partner still feel like he's an full-fledged, independent human being of his own. Yes, when we say, yeah, but marriage, there's a commitment that is due to it. This one, and you hear women talk like, I am your wife. I am your wife. I should be able to. You are presenting yourself already as a barrier to his independence. The fact that you are the wife, okay, yes, so he has 5 friends. You hate all of them. All of a sudden now you are mounting pressure that he should relocate from where he lives to another place because you don't want him to see his friends. Forgetting that he's a man, he will make another friend. The same friends that you are always kneeling down for Baba come when you are on the road, when you are trying to make your way in. All of a sudden now you are a wife. You didn't even wait. Now you have fought all of them. You are encroaching on boundaries and you are going to lose your peace over time. There should be that flexibility of independence. Hey, Oga, because it's not just women now. The men are the worst. Exactly those useless ones that don't even have any good resolution over their wife. All you know how to do is to give others. Aláṣẹ ìkejì òòṣà. You give order. You give order. He can't wear this. He can't look like this. The same girl that you met when she was classic, on point. She make up, she do this. In fact, there are some of you, your wife just upload picture on Facebook alone. It's another attack for you. You complain about everything. You will make her feel burdened being in this marriage now. This young girl was having her life to get that stage. She's full of vibe. She's full of energy. All before she marries you, she hang out with the girls. She does girls thing. She can travel. Now your wife cannot even travel to visit family. Anything that does not involve you, she can't do it. Apààyàn ni ẹ́, ó máa jẹ́ kí marriage yẹn sùn last. Marriage becomes boring when you cannot have a life. All right. I think it's back. I'm not sure what happened. I'm not really sure what happened. But I think we are back. I think it's back now. Except I'm wrong. All right. Sorry about that. I can't explain it. I don't have any explanation to it. So, you know, you begin to step on boundaries and make relationship difficult. You make it difficult not only for the person you're in a relationship with, you begin to lose your peace. Some of you just need to calm down. Calm down. Like, calm the hell down. God has given you a blessed relationship. Don't ruin it with your own hand. Let me tell you the honest truth. Your husband is not as bad as what you think. Until you really see some bad niggas. Until you really see some really, really horrible men. Let people still feel like they still have a life. Let your partner feel like he's still a full-blown human being that is still entitled to life. That is still entitled to life. Losing your peace over, see, the men part, I feel sad because you see, when I look at so many stories that I get to come across with, I see so many women who have the capacity and the capability to 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 be trailblazers. There's so many women that have, see, man, Ogade, let me tell you the honest truth. There's some of you who are there, married man. Your wife have more strength than you are. It is Agide Oshidiwoni. It is because you have not been giving her a space for her to function to full capacity. That is why you are. In fact, some men, all your wife needs is a deliverance from you. He needs to go to God and say, Oluwa gbà mí lọ́wọ́ ọkọ mi. Ogun ọkọ wo ló ń bo ògo ayé mi mọ́lẹ̀? What joy do you have in limiting the inner capacity of your spouse? What joy exactly? What is the joy? Some men just need a deliverance from their husband. Don't let your insecurity ruin your peace for no reason. I see so many women who have the capacity and capability to become something significant in life, but that has been their mind has been encroached by a jealous, wicked spouse that they are with. The fact that we are married does not take away our independence as human beings. Any relationship that will take your dream away from you is not of God. It's not of God. Now you are suddenly married, auntie. Your friends that you share life with, they have been there for you when things were rough. They have been there for you when you are crying everywhere, going to Shiloh, going to Redeem, praying to God for your husband. You people will have prayer group that you people pray together, single sister association, single sister fellowship. You pray to God for husband together, and God answer you. Those same sisters now, you can't even hang out with them. They say, I will go, let's chill for the weekend, or let's not come for this program. You say, my husband, no come here, nígbà mi láàyè. Ó ti ṣe wọn. And honestly, I've seen some women who are enslaved by divorce. Let's not talk about the men who begin to encroach on their boundaries. Let's talk about some women who enslave themselves willingly to a man. Because somebody lied to you that is what makes a good woman. Submit to a man does not mean subject. Submitting to a man does not necessarily interpret that your life is subjected to him. Somebody lied to some women that they're saying, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Babe, how come me? Wọ́n mọ ọ̀rẹ́ mi, mo fẹ́ lọ kí kinní ní weekend. Mo ní kí n sọ fún ẹ, jọ̀ọ́ jẹ́ kí n lọ jọ̀ọ́. Ọkọ ò tí sọ̀rọ̀ òdìdì ní tí ń ṣe jọ̀ọ́. This is the thing about men. Ọkùnrin, ó máa treat ẹ bó ṣe rí ẹ. That same man that is encroaching on your privilege, that is encroaching on your boundaries, overstepping boundaries like that, that same man, tó bá rí bọ́mọ 24 years old, ṣe order around the inter. I know ayé àṣìyẹ wà bọ̀ kò di ba life rẹ̀ dé. That same man that you are always doing like this before you even talk, you want to make a request for your own husband. Say, ọkọ mi, Daddy Kunle, jọ̀ọ́ mo fẹ́ tọrọ nǹkan kan lọ́wọ́ ẹ ni. Mo fẹ́ lọ kí màmí ní weekend. Èwo wọ́n pè mí lénìí. Tí ẹ ti ta. That same nigga is being ordered around left, right, and center by one shikmini girl. Being ordered around by one shankolo. Tell me about you, about my treat your coin. Ó máa dùn yín gan. Daddy wa, that will get into the house. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sà. Kò lè dà rẹ̀. Oúnjẹ mi dà. Pa ló ti sóúnjẹ yìí. Kò tí ì jiná kẹ̀. Kò yẹ kẹ̀. No, me inside that group. Ṣé mi fowó jẹ́ lẹ́lẹ́ ni? Lẹ́yìn ṣe rí nǹkan. The day you cook the food ready, he gets in. He say, oúnjẹ mi dà. He serve the food. He goes, ó ṣe wá tutù báyìí. Mi ò lè jẹ oúnjẹ tútù. Ẹ má bínú sá. If you see the way this girl, if you see the way they are treating your husband outside, I know I share. After you pay money, if you talk the way it's not supposed to say, you don't touch me, you're not getting it today. Your husband will not say, oh, the job, baby, man, shape from baby, oh, the go away from me. Go. I don't even like the way you talk. Bye, go to your house. Without any word, without the thinking. I've seen a couple of ladies who have that slave mentality, who have subjected themselves to such inclination willingly because they were lied to believe that subjecting yourself to a man is what makes a good woman. If you don't have a life before you marry, it is not your husband that will give you. You will have peace of mind Marriage is important. Marriage is good. Marriage is good. Marriage is good. Marriage is very good. Marriage is sweet. But marriage is not life. Ọkọ mi, ìyàwó mi, ọkọ mi. Ẹnìkan kúkú bẹ́nìkan dání o. O ti ronú, o ti ní high blood pressure. Pé o kú lénìí. Wọ́n á fẹ́ yàwó fọ́kọ ẹ̀. Wọ́n tẹ̀ nígbà wọ́n á fẹ́ yàwó fúnra rẹ̀. Those who will succeed you, they are waiting for you to die. Give yourself peace, madam. Your husband will come. He will sleep in the house. You begin to do like OGD sniper. You will now begin to tiptoe. Because he just want to pick his phone. And he will now, when he sleep, he will use his finger to unlock the phone. And because he want to read messages, hey, yes, have peace. Peace is cheap if only you can embrace it. All of a sudden, madam, ẹ ti dológin ní sínú ilé. Ẹ wá ń tiptoe. Ẹ máa lọ gbé fóònù. In fact, some of you have even engaged your children. So daddy there, let me take his phone. Peace is cheap. Peace is cheap. The man that you will never call to check how is work doing, how are you feeling. He's not used to you calling to check on him within the day. Now he traveled for 4 days on a business trip. You are calling every 20 minutes. He knows that you are not calling to check him. He knows you are just unsafe. My biggest message is to the woman. Don't trade your life for marriage. It's not worth it because marriage is not life. Some men, can use it. I'm sorry, I must confess. I think I'm a little bit old-fashioned. I don't know the kind of men that are existing in the world of today. I don't know. Sometimes I get so gutted when I see what grown men do. In fact, there are some men who are in their 50s and they are functioning like teenagers. It's gross. And if you have a man like that in your life and in your marriage, I'm sorry for you. You are better single. Because I can't factor in my head how a grown man will be restless and your husband is going to your social media. He's going to your messenger to go and read messages. He's responding to people. Your husband is blocking people on your social media because they say hello to your messenger. He blocked them. Bọ́dá, ẹ ti lose the peace. Àwọn tó máa dóyàwó yín pa, wọn ò ní message ẹ̀ lórí Facebook gbàgbé. Àwọn tó bá fẹ́ ṣàpèjì àwọn tó máa fọ́ pa. See, side niggas are slick. You don't see their trace. They will just come dick your wife and go. You will never see their trace. All those ones that you see that are saying hello to her, because somebody say, beautiful picture. They compliment her picture. You have heart attack. At what point did this woman become a slave? At what point she can't hang out with her friends anymore? You like you from Kenya, me like ọ̀rẹ́ yẹn. Now this woman can't do what she does when she was a young girl. So many women have lost their vibe. They have lost the entirety of who they are because they just get in a relationship with one nuisance. Marriage is sweet, marriage is good, it's amazing, it's pleasant, but marriage is not life. Have a life. You need life to work out a marriage. So if you trade your life, you are dead in the marriage. Before you get married, what do you want to do with your life? To amaze you to know, I've met a couple of women in this life who their only ambition is to be married. You will fail. Koto loco. Single ladies, hear me. Sit down. and design your life. Have a goal set. Have something set for yourself. What do you want to do with your life? What you can't do. All you want to do is to be married. They say, what do you want? You say, I just want to be married. That's your ambition. You don't have an ambition. You do not have an ambition. You don't have a dream. Okay, you went to school now, you graduated, you have bachelors, and your only dream now is to be married. You don't have a dream. Marriage is a pleasure that comes with life. So you should have a life. Matter of fact, Auntie, the reason why you are not married is because you are too ambitious to marry. Marriage should not be an ambition. I'm sorry, I must confess to you. I know might be contrary to what you have been taught or been heard before, but marriage should not be an ambition. Marriage should be a pleasure that you just take in after you have had a life. Let me take that again. Marriage is a pleasure and a blessing that you should take after that you have had a life. Marriage is for people who have a life. I love this. I love this. I love this. The older generation is responsible. Why say to your daughter that ilé ẹ̀kọ́ ni? Was she not trained before getting married? Beautiful. Now let me say this with respect and all total difference and reference to all our elders. But let me say to young folks, if you are 45 and younger, you are in this category of young folks. Our parents are not correct in totality. They were not correct. When it comes to the subject of marriage, don't blame them. They were not correct. They speak to the extent of their knowledge there. But listen, the Bible says in the last days, knowledge shall prevail. People will know better. By God ordinance, we are supposed to be more intelligent than our parents. I hope you know that. So you cannot stick 100% to what they teach you. Now, you see one of the... there are so many things even in our culture and even in our proverb. You have to be careful the way you apply proverbs. Some things are not correct, some things are not godly. They say to our young ladies, for real, as if you are going there to go and face the odds of life. Ilé ọkọ ló ń lọ yìí o, sùúrù la fi ń lo ilé ọkọ o, gbọ́kọ lẹ́nu. Yes, that's true. Ilé ọkọ, ilé ẹ̀kọ́, they have already prepared you for a battle that does not exist. Don't repeat the same thing, I beg you. Train your daughters to have a dream. And marriage should not be part of it. Marriage should not be a dream. Marriage is a blessing that comes to you after you have had a life. How can somebody say, I've seen so many women, and this is the truth, their only ambition is to be married? No, now. So after you are now married, then you are ambitionless. Because if your ambition is just to marry, when you marry, then your ambition is. That's what happens to most. These are things that happen to people from my state. You see a typical adult lady grow up to become an adult. The mother is already putting pressure at 22K. At 20, go and marry. Find a man to make you find better man marry you. All they pray for is to find a rich man that will marry them. So after you don't marry, what else? Because this is your ambition, you've achieved it. Then you are ambitionless. Now they are ambitionless. Nothing else. Nothing else. Sister, what are those things that you want to do with your life before you met that man? No man is worth it to trade your life for. Because tó bá dọ̀la tí ọ̀dà ìbá fi ẹ́ lẹ̀, gbáǹkó ló wà o. Unfortunately, nǹkan táyé bá sọ̀rọ̀ ló máa fi ń bú o. The same man will later complain about you being lackadaisical and being lazy and being, negligible and all of that. Two things. Stop encroaching on boundaries. And please, don't you ever let anyone take your freedom away. Anyone. Madam, the secret to your internal peace is to give a man his boundary. Leave him. See, if you like, call the police dog. If your husband will cheat, he will cheat. Kitele back and the cheating. You know that you are always wanting to let your emotions rule you. Oga, dúró tán, make here. Chase your dream where. Have you not realized that it is women that stand independent for themselves and do something for themselves and don't even look at one man is doing rubbish? That the same women that men always chase around. Go and find out. Your husband will chase you. He will be by your wayside every time if he knows that you are self-sufficient. But before you say one thing, he says, this is my house. You don't want to say, are you tired of this? Go. If you want to go, go. Because some of because if you don't go, after him, you have no hope. He has succeeded in disarming you and disengaging you, take you away from your family, take you away from your friends, take you away from your goals, take you away from your dreams. You don't have a pen and say that you do. Because you don't do wow. Alaye, madam, Jimasun. You don't do wow. Yes, support your husband, but please be independent too. It is not only, you see, those are one of the issues of society. It is only women who don't have a husband. Maybe they are divorced or they are always the one that they always call independent women. Toriko Loco. So that means those who are married lack independence. Is that what we are saying? They say that woman, no, she's a single mother, she's an independent lady. So, I want to buy one little coin. Literally, they don't have independence. Is that what we're saying? If you submit your independence to a man, it's your fault too. My goal is to one day have a wife that will win single-handedly. I will support my woman with everything I have, but I want to have a wife that can beat my chest, that she's self-sufficient. I will give you support to chase your dream, have your own success. I have my own. See, love will do. Hey, go to the video. Love is sweet. Oh, my money enter, love is sweeter. And this is not about money, for you. Let me be clear about that. This is not about money. If you achieve success as a woman, your husband achieves success. Hey, later, oh busy. CEO, ni CEO, ni. When you talk professionally. When you talk, a boss is talking to a boss. A king is talking to a queen. You want to marry a king and go there and lick his house like a slave. He will treat you like one. You have sold your boundaries. Success produces respect. You think I want to have one woman in my house that is just okay? How many of you watch this legendary movie Coming to America, the part one, not the new one, part one? Do you remember the scene in that movie Coming to America by Eddie Murphy, where they brought a supposed wife for the prince? And yeah, they brought this lady for the prince, and he said, well, let me have a word with her. At least somebody I'm going to spend it on. And he took the lady in and began to ask the lady a question. What do you like to do? The lady said, anything you like to do, Your Majesty. Yes, I get that. I know what I like to do, but I'm asking, what do you like to do? Anything you like to do, Your Majesty. I get that. I'm asking you, what are the things you're interested in? Anything you're interested in, Your Majesty. So the man said, so if I ask you to do anything, you do it. Anything you have to do, Your Majesty. So he said, bark like a dog. Then he go, no, no, no. And then he said, the big dog. He said, woo, woo, woo. And he said, walk like a dog. And the girl was going outside, nipping like a dog. And the man said, no, this can't be a queen. Listen, you cannot have a slave mentality and ask for a right of a queen in a man's house. Somebody needs to hear that. Somebody needs to hear that. You cannot have the mindset of a slave and be making a demand of a queen. You cannot have the mindset of a slave. This prince realized that I am a prince that will soon become a king in my own territory and in my kingdom. I need somebody who has a voice, who has a plan, who has a goal, who has a mind of her own. Not this one I just say, anything you want, Your Majesty. No, I don't want somebody that is coming to please me. I want somebody that is coming to fulfill purpose. Set your boundaries and make it clear. And the prince was like, no, this is not going to happen. This is not going to fly. Because he actually needed a queen, not a slave. He had enough slave already. He needed a queen. And this don't look like one. Even though she's a princess in her own kingdom, she has a mindset of a slave. She's wired like a slave. So the prince refused her and embarked on a journey to go find himself a queen. You can't have a slave mentality and make a demand of a queen. Don't trade your boundaries and call it submission. No, it's not submission. It's stupidity. Why? Let me give you some funny story. You know, for some reason now, some people really think I'm bitter, and that's why. Because, people come and say, oh yeah, why don't you want to have a committed relationship? Oh, there's so many women around you. Why don't you want to date? Why don't you have a relationship? And I just look at them and smile. So, quite a number of people who I respect, they've been trying to give me a hookup, right? So they call they call my phone, and then I hear something like, oh yeah, I want you to meet this girl. And I'm like, okay, fine. Out of respect. And then when they want to tell me about the girl that I'm about to meet, which they want me to, hopefully start dating, they want to read the resume of the girl to me, and they're going to say, Mother Daniel, she's a good girl. She's from a good family. And then before you say Jack Robinson, so I said everybody always make that same. Then they're going to hear something like, oh yeah, she's a very good girl, very submissive. She can cook and clean. She's a homemaker. And I'm like, hold on right there. I don't need anybody to cook and clean for me. At all. If I need cooking and cleaning, I will get a maid. I need a wife, not a maid. Cooking and cleaning is not part of your resume. Those are errors. Your mother already sold you out to the marriage that you have not even stepped into. They've told the man that you're about to marry, what they used to sell you to him is that she can cook and clean. She's a homemaker. She's this one. You need somebody, and when they want to convince me that I need to be married or need to be with a woman, say, Victor, you need somebody, somebody that, at least when you go to work, you can come back home and know that you have good food to eat. And then they be saying, hey, So for your mind, I be like, who they come out, no seafood shop, Abi. Now, so you as a young lady now, your auntie, that your friend, that your mother is already presenting you to a man that will marry you as a slave. You know, she can cook and clean. She's a homemaker. She, very respectful girl. That is the selling point that they use to market you. So the man is receiving you with the expectation of a slave. So even when you begin to cook and clean, when you begin to cook and clean in his house, you are cooking. This man is not so. See, when a woman cooks for her husband and the husband eats it from the mindset of right, when you are cooking in his house, he comes to the table as a boss because he feels that it's his entitlement for you to cook. I am sorry, I am not sorry. Can I say this loud and clear to anybody that cares that matter? It is no woman's job to cook for you. Now, when a wife cooks for a man, is a good virtue that the man should begin to see as privilege. There is no part of the contract, either by constitution or by scripture, that says that a woman must cook for a man. It's not anywhere. Where do they get it from? Did you sign it in court when you're getting married that you have to cook for him? Is it part of the contract? No. Let no man walk to the dining table as though he has a right to eat food at night from the woman. No, you don't. Eat that food on that table with the mindset of this is a privilege you are enjoying of a good woman that God has availed unto you. It's not a right. Eat that food, and please don't be stupid in your life not to get off that table and not say thank you. Don't be stupid enough to eat that food and stand up and not say thank you. Some are even so unfortunate in life that they will cook that food, spend over 5 hours cooking, and women you know how to do over sabi, you want to impress him, and you sit down now at the end of the day, eat the food. That unfortunate man will still eat that food and say, Maggie will be so, me like woman taste back, man. And you still have the effrontery to complain about somebody's 3-4 hours effort. What's so funny? Kilo say, for. You came back 10 p.m. at night. Use this man. You came home 10 p.m. at night. They are serving you. They cook. If you have been home, you will have had a preference. They cook vegetable, they bake it for you. They serve you that eba. You now say, no, you don't me. You don't me ramala. Obasabi wife will still go there and go and be turning amala. You will still eat that food and stand up with no sense of gratitude in your heart. You are as good as not existing. And madam, your freedom has been encroached upon. This is overstepping boundary, excessively overstepping boundaries as a man. Don't tell me about any girl and come and tell me that she can cook and clean. That's not why I'm marrying you. I don't want to be with you because you can cook and clean. That's not a prerogative for marriage. That doesn't define a good woman. She can cook, she can clean. Yes, she gossip everywhere around your community. So what joy is that? Those who introduce you to this man, they already sold you into slavery before you even get there. She can cook and clean. Okay, whoa. You need somebody to be washing your clothes. Go and buy a washing machine. You don't want God to punish you. The same way that woman is washing your shirts, and your bastard self has never found a time to ever appreciate her for it. The same hand she's using to wash, you have the same hand. And you will not even buy good clothes. Khaki will alone. Somebody's daughter will not be opening, sitting down and be squeezing your jeans. Upon no gratitude. There's no woman that is. Why will you marry a woman because she can cook and clean? Why? That's horrific. That is wickedness. It doesn't depict a good woman. It doesn't explain a virtuous woman. Somebody said something here. Okay, yeah, I think I saw it. What defines a good woman? Value. That's the only word. Value. That's what defines a good woman. Value. Nothing more, nothing else. Now let me explain what value is. Because it is very personal as a man. It's very personal. It is very personal. Now, somebody who have a goal, a purpose in life that is in line with your own purpose, that's a good woman. Number 2, value. A woman that believes in you and that is willing to journey life with you. A woman, so many women marry men that they're not even proud of. Why did you marry him? Why? So many men, you marry one and they say, oh, bet me, kinto feni. You will lack happiness, the man will lack peace. Somebody who is your number 1 fan, who believes in you. That's a good woman. So a woman cannot be a good woman to everybody. So is a man cannot be a good man to every woman. It depends on value. What is your own value? What you should look for is not what is in her. What you should look for is what is in you that you can reflect in her. What is in you that you can find in her that makes a good woman. That is the value. So your value becomes what you should look for in her. Do you understand what I mean? It's not she can cook and clean. That's a slave mindset. So independently, both of you can still have a life of your own and still joining the life together in a blissful relationship. In a blissful relationship. Let me bring in the conclusion. I want to make sure that all our shows don't exceed 2 hours. As much as I can. I mean, if you call it in, the number to call is right there. That's why I always switch at the right time so that I can take 1 or 2 questions. If you are having questions, just bring it up right now because I'm going to leave exactly by 5 o'clock. I'm going to leave this place exactly by 5. So if you have questions, contributions, you want to call in, you can do that right now. Now, the summary of this whole chart is this. We are still on the series that, what we have been talking about the entire Mondays. The price for peace. Madam, give yourself peace by not encroaching by not encroaching on the boundaries of your partner. Let people function as a being. Oga, let your wife realize that she's a woman before she became a wife. Let people be happy about themselves, not only about their marriage. You will have so much peace if you have learned to just leave the boundaries alone. Let people start be like, now, madam, let me talk to you. I don't know of any man that argument have changed. Go and find out. All this you enjoy for the photo. I will. I will speak to him. Oh, my sotori efun leni. Umbe, mélòó ló wà? Ṣé wèrè mélòó ló wà lórí ẹ̀? Ó máa rè last ni o. Bíbá ló máa bá mi lẹ́nu. Then you ask him something, he say that's not your business. I am your wife. I deserve to know. I deserve. The fact that you are his wife does not deny him of life. If he doesn't want you to know anything. See, the only reason why you are jumping everywhere, nosing around, is because you are not busy chasing your own dream. How many of you here feel that you are not getting the maximum attention you think that you should get from your husband? You feel it's not giving me attention. You don't have time for me. You know why you are feeling that way? It's because you are not focused on something. Madam, develop a dream, chase it. If you chase your dream, your husband will chase you. I swear to God. You are craving for attention from that man since you are not getting it. And you begin to fight for it. You can't fight. There's no bottom line. Hear me. There's no right. There's nothing called right in marriage. Everything in marriage is privileged. Privilege. Because whether you like it or not, don't control right. Everybody have right to do what they want to do. Someone cheats. Okay, let me take this question. If you are always advising your partner about certain things and he or she is not taking to the advice, what should you do? Well, first of all, you need to understand that your role in that relationship is not to be a special advisor. That's not your job. However, you can prefer advice if you feel like this thing is not good for your partner or is not doing the right thing or is not, you can advise, but you cannot enforce, and you need to understand that place. Now, this is where we are talking about boundaries. This is where you need to set the boundary. You need to be mindful of the boundary. You are advising him on certain things, and he refuses to listen to your advice. The fact that he's not listening to your advice does not necessarily mean he's wrong. And you need to understand that. The fact that he's not yielding to it does not mean he's not listening again. Sometimes the man listens. He listens to your advice. Oh, maybe he's still doing that thing. Maybe he has a problem struggling with it. Sometimes some men have a problem. Let me give you a personal example. For me, when I have money, I rather use it for what I need to use it for immediately. Because you see, for me, let's say, as a married man, I have certain money that we're supposed to use for family projects. Immediately. If there's somebody that have a need or somebody that come around, give it away. I have this bad habit of just spending money on people without consult. Even when we have family projects or somebody I feel like you are supposed to consult with them. I was a primary provider in my previous marriage. I was the only one that was working, so I don't feel that I have to consult you, which I still do, but sometimes it's spontaneous. Need just arrive, or I just meet somebody and need something. Okay, I just send money and then come back and tell her. And she will feel kind of offended. Like, but we are supposed to use this thing from. First of all, there's something like we. So the fact that so for me, it's not as if I want to spend that money. It's not as if I am Darosha, but I have a problem saying no to people's need. Do you understand? So I begin to fall victim of spending money that I'm supposed to. So eventually, me, I will now suffer. And if I go, that thing now will not make the whole family suffer. Because I have to meet somebody else's need, which is not good on our side. You understand? But you see, she was that. So you are not prudent. You are not this. Of course, I'm not prudent. I know that. But I'm struggling with it. It's a weakness. It's a struggle for me. As much as they say I'm lavish when it comes to spending, I don't even spend on myself. When have you seen me wearing designer and feeling fly with myself? I don't do it. I'm not lavish. So I spend most of my lavishness is on people. And not because I'm nice, it's just because I can't say no. So sometimes you might be advising somebody on something, but he has a weakness in that area. And you need to understand that and see how you can come through to help him. Sometimes as a woman, you just have to stand up and come through. I didn't say fight. Don't turn yourself to a bad deal. Because you will be overstepping boundaries. Now, on the other notes, now let's say you have done everything you need to do while advising, and it's just now in this own case, he just feel like he doesn't just agree with you. He say, "This is what I want to do." The hell alone. You are not. Your job is not to be a special advisor. Once you advise somebody, he say no, yeah, leave am. There are two ways people learn. See, the only thing that you will use to prove your point is to pray for him to have a regret very quick, so that he will realize. Sometimes you just have to leave people to have their own regrets. Sometimes you have to leave people to learn their own lesson. Once you learn the lesson, he will remember that you have said it before. He will come back to you. You don't have to fight it. Just on the safe side, make preparation for yourself so that when his regret comes, it won't affect you grossly. But please don't make a mistake by thinking you have to enforce your advice on any man. The more you try to in fact, don't overspeak it. The more you try to overforce it, he will not see your advice again. He will see your arrogance. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Sometimes you have good intentions with bad, actions, and it will get the bad results. If you communicate your intentions wrongly or too frequently, men see it as being impulsive. You can't continue to flog the same thing over and over. You become impulsive, you become provoking. And he will not even look at the subject of what you are talking about again. He will look at the impulsiveness in you, and he will respond to you negatively. Sometimes men, we will intentionally now say no, even when you are making sense. He will just not yield to it because he look as if you are trying to order him around. So make sure your intent or your communication doesn't look like you're ordering him around. Give him his space, give him his respect. If it's about something that he's doing, don't bother. Talk about it. He did not listen, leave it. Let him learn a lesson. He will come back. He will remember. That's it. Any other question? Don't encroach boundaries. Don't do it. What is on somebody saying? Don't encroach boundaries. You will have peace of mind when you let people live a life as understand that this person is a being of his own who have a life of his own. You are a being of your own that have a life of your own. Let everybody live their life and achieve their results, and both of you can synergize and just enjoy life easy. The way when you start taking this whole concept of marriage less serious, you will start enjoying it. You are still, why will you be denied of life because you married? Ladies and gentlemen, it's such a warm time being with you guys today. I'm trying to now. I'm beginning to get. Is it good to do joint account with your husband? What is the comeback? It's always affecting the wife. Omodara food Fajumobi. I don't know if that is the question. I'm not sure. But this person said, is it good to do joint account with your husband? That is a whole topic of its own, which I think we've addressed once, but we can address it again. But let me give you a little response to that. And like I said the other time, there's something that's actually bad, and there's something that is completely good. So good and bad should not be the word. Now, I personally advise you want to have a joint account, it is fine, but it should not be 100 of your income or the income of either of you. Determine the percentage that you want to join, and please have a joint account with a purpose. Why are we having a joint account? Are we having a joint account because we just think that it's good for married people? No. You should have a joint account for a purpose, for a particular project. We are having a joint account. You understand? So that one person doesn't just spend the money carelessly or just spend the money for a purpose that you did not believe in, because we should have to use an animal. So even if he discuss it with you before taking it out, but you don't believe in it, but you still go ahead and do it, you will feel bad about it. But so let the purpose of the joint account be defined first. So you must have a particular project, a particular endeavors. Oh, are we saving money in this joint account for the future of our children when they want to go to college, or we are saving this joint account for something? Have a purpose for it, and then determine what percentage of your income goes into the joint account, so you can have a life of your own. Like I'm saying, I believe that everybody should still have an independence. I know of a lady who put her 100% into joint account, and the joint account is being managed by the husband. So that doesn't even look like joint account. It looks like I just working and trying. The man end up kicking her ass out. She left vulnerable, homeless, and she have to squat with people for a while before she get her basis. So have your own life, but you see, do something with your partner. You guys discuss. We're having a joint account. See, when purpose is what drives an action, it becomes an exploit. Make sure everything you do is purposeful, is intentional. Don't do things because you think it's cultural. Oh, my people do that, so we do that. No. Why are we doing it? Define the purpose, reach an agreement, and then define how much it's going to eat. Make sure you have something for yourself, because you're an entity of yourself. You are a grown adult. You need money. You should not have to beg your husband and cook good food for him and give him good sex before you have money to buy ashwebi that you want to use for your friend's party. No, it's wrong. And you are working. No, wrong. Because you see, women's needs are very unreasonable to men. Women's needs are extremely unreasonable to men. Meanwhile, those are things that are available to you. A man will be wrong to now tell you that this song, I'm going where you go, man, these are not necessary. These are the why will you do that? Go he find it very unnecessary. But these are things that are very valuable to you. Very valuable to you. Do you understand? So women say that they are always looking unreasonable to a man. So you have to make sure that you have your own income, and then do a joint account, determine what percentage, and determine the purpose why you're having a joint account. Because you see, our values as man and woman we always differ. Our value will always differ. We can't have the same value. So if you are a working class and God bless you with a good job that can afford your luxury or your excesses, please afford it without so that you won't get into any problem. Yes, to another lady, and now he has come back begging the woman to accept him back. Okay, I'll take this as the last question. He said, what advice can you give a woman whose her husband has abandoned her for years to marry another lady, and now he has come back begging the woman to accept him back? Again, this is very personal, and this is what I'm going to say to you. Ask yourself one question. This man who left you, that's not the point. He went to meet another woman, that's not the point. But he's coming back. That's the point. He's coming back now. What has changed? The whole world might be advising you to take him back. Ask yourself a fundamental question. What has changed? Listen to this question. What has changed about him? Oh, did he now realize that he did the wrong thing? Okay, maybe he did. Is he willing to do the right thing? Can you see it? Because it's not about what he says. Let him take time to prove it. You can't just walk away, walk out of your life, go and be with another one. So, because you see, he didn't come back to you because he loved you. He came back to you because he had a regret. If it has been good where he went to, will he have come back to you? I don't think so. So it is regret that is pushing him back. Or sometimes those men come back because they are becoming homeless. Or you have made a good out of your life. He's not seeing you that you are now succeeding. In God, you have to define it. What is the motive of action of this comeback? Why is he coming back? Now, if he's coming back to you, what exactly has changed in him? Can you point to anything significant that has changed in this man? No. Ask yourself another question. What have you missed since he's been away? What have you missed? Nothing. The last question you should ask yourself, if you don't take him back, what did you lose? If your answer is still nothing, my friend, move on with your life, because you see some people, sometimes men comes back into your life to come and just finish the damage they started. You have to be careful of people coming back. Me, I'm not advising you now. Me, personally, Victor King, once you take a step out of my life, it doesn't mean 30 seconds step out of my life, you are not coming back. Because if I'm that important to you in the first place, you will not leave. Do you understand? Sometimes it is because you have now developed yourself, because you know that problem makes people now get stronger. You have now worked on yourself, developed yourself. You have raised your children. They're your big four. The children are now growing. The children are becoming something in life. He's beginning to see, where Uma miss out. You now want to come back and just come and feature in their success. But again, if he has left and he has made a significance out of his life that you can evidently see that this man has changed, and he has proved to change. One of the proof is that he must live a successful life. He must be better than what he... See, a man that you will take back, you have to be better than the way he left you. But a man that left you for years, and is coming back, what do you need him for? The proof that he has changed is that he must have made something significant out of his life. He must have made something significant out of his life. So when he's coming back to work, so many people have come to me and talked to me because of the children. Okay, me, I don't deserve life. If I, because of the children, you and your wife should come back, you can have to discuss. And I said, okay, yes, I want to. I don't hate that, but let me ask you a question, sir. If we, because of the children now, decide to come back, what has changed? The reason that causes our separation and our divorce initially, has that thing been taken away? Should it change? Should it back? Like, are we not going to have the same arguments? Has those things gone? No. So why are we coming back? We will only come back to continue from where we stop and fight and argue, and then we will be out again. It's just a repeated circle that doesn't make any sense. So that's how I'm going to answer your question. You need to define it. Ask yourself, what has changed? If you can't point out anything significant, my sister, that nigga want to steal from you. It's like I want to steal your joy, your happiness, your money, or your life. But either way, he's going to steal something from you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. It's such a warm time. I'm going to be doing less of talking now and more of asking questions. We're going to be doing the rest of the month. We'll daily just share for 30 minutes and use the next one and never ask. Bring your questions. I want you to come with your questions that are very personal. You can ask your question anonymously, and then we can share together and just, learn together as a people do. But just bring your questions so we can cut across different topics. This will be question and answer session. I will see you guys. Can we have it tomorrow? Tomorrow is what day? Wednesday. Should we meet tomorrow by 3 o'clock? Let's do question and answers. Just questions. We're just going to ask questions. Tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow might be fine. I think I can avail myself for tomorrow. Tomorrow is everybody cool with tomorrow, or we do Thursday. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so blessed to be here with you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. God bless you and have a blessed night.